going to get less bloating.
Yeah.
You're going to feel better. You're going to have better concentration. You're going to feel, lighter.
Hey, it's Bec here. Thanks for joining us for another episode of 98.5's Table Talk. With me today is naturopath Mel from Tweak Health. We're going to be having a chat about prebiotics, their health benefits, and IBS. Thanks for joining us, Mel.
Lovely to be back here in the studio.
I know, it's so good to see you and to talk all things health. Well, mainly the prebiotics and...
Yes.
What's the difference between prebiotics and probiotics?
Yes, it's quite hard to differentiate and even to say them, but we know that prebiotics are fibres as opposed to the probiotics, which are often in capsule form that we take. We think it's going to be good for our gut, and it is, but that's the live kind of bacteria that we're taking.
Sure.
We have bacteria already through our gut, mostly through the lower part, and what a prebiotic does is it works as like the fuel or the food source or even fertilizer for the large intestine. Now, that means that the fibre, the prebiotic fibre, isn't broken down up in the upper digestive system. It's amazing, like the structure of the molecules there makes it go through to the large intestine, to the colon. That's where it's fermented, turned into that fuel or the food. And then amazing things like short-chain fatty acids are created in the colon, and a whole host of benefits. Like that's actually feeding and creating a better environment. So the fertilizer, the soil improver, I'm going with the gardening here today. And the short-chain fatty acids are anti-inflammatory. They help heal gut lining. They help with the absorption of food. And there's just so much research coming out to say, look, we need to take care of our digestion. We need to take care of our gut. And prebiotics are fantastic and a really good fibre to get everything working nicely on a daily basis.
Can you take prebiotics and probiotics together?
Yes. So when you're taking the probiotics, like the capsule, the prebiotic is the food for that. And there's a time and a place for probiotics. So I would say take probiotics when there is that specific need. So you've been on antibiotics, it's, killed a bit of bacteria in your gut. That's when you want to be taking it. Or for certain conditions like skin conditions, autoimmunity. But on a daily basis, we can be taking a prebiotic in the form of a food or in a powder form. Powder form is really convenient, going all the way down and creating that good environment. So that's really what is going to be getting, the good bacteria growing itself in your body.
I said we were going to focus on the IBS today as well.
Yes.
How do prebiotics then benefit people who have IBS?
So with irritable bowel syndrome, often people get that combination of diarrhea, constipation, bloating, distension through the gut. It can be so bad for some people, so serious that like they can only wear certain clothes that have to be loose fitting, or they don't want to wear a seatbelt later in the day, or they don't eat the whole day at work until they get home because they just don't want that discomfort, or they don't want to be running to the toilet.
Yeah.
And the prebiotics work as a really great fibre for people suffering constipation with IBS. And there's good research, clinical trials, human trials to say take that daily, like partially hydrolyzed guar gum is a really good, safe prebiotic for people with constipation and IBS. And that's helping the body to do what it's naturally meant to do, to heal itself, to get the flow working. And the reason I say go for the prebiotics is that if we look at laxatives, again, time and a place, we want to move things through the body, but laxatives actually, they can make the bowel kind of lazy and stop the contraction that's meant to occur naturally, which is what's actually pushing the fecal matter through the bowel.
Such a great conversation.
Yes, we always get to these kind of topics, don't we? But taking the prebiotic helps the body to do that naturally because it's the environment, and that's what naturopathy is about, not just kind of masking a symptom, but saying the body is meant to do this, how can we make it work more efficiently.
Yeah.
And when you are getting a calmer digestive system and you're getting rid of that constipation and you're getting better bacteria there, you're going to get less bloating.
Yeah.
You're going to feel better. You're going to have better concentration. You're going to feel, lighter.
Are there differences between like a mild case of IBS that people might not know they have and then someone who's got the extreme discomfort?
Yes. So IBS is a collection of symptoms and it can be quite a wide range, quite an umbrella of different terms. So to be diagnosed, you want to be talking to your doctor and making sure that, there's no red flags. Is there blood in your stool? Are you doubled over in so much pain that you're taking painkillers every day? You need to get that stuff investigated. But if you've been diagnosed and you just want to get some relief, prebiotics are fantastic, as well as we always talk about the FODMAPs, the certain foods that ferment through the gut, and they are beneficial, like prebiotics actually found in garlic, artichoke, asparagus, chickpeas, the things that people who have IBS would be avoiding.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So that's why it's a combination of things. You need to be working with a healthcare professional who's going to say, let's do the elimination diet. Let's look at healing your gut, minerals like zinc that actually help to heal, the right probiotics, and then getting good fibers and calming that down.
Now, you said the prebiotic you can take every day. Well, what are some other things that we can do every day that's going to aid in our digestion?
Sit down and eat slowly and mindfully.
Okay.
So, parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we don't do that. I'm often just eating on the go.
Shoving it in your mouth,
Yeah.
basically. Because when we sit down and we eat mindfully, we don't, we need to chew the food. If our food isn't being chewed, it's not being broken down, then the stomach has to work harder and then going through the body, it's a harder process. So as much as possible, sit down when you eat with gratitude, try and be mindful about it. Even just eating in the community, like eating with a friend, eating as a family once a day.
Yeah.
Trying to do something like that as you can, because sitting down and eating also tells your brain, hey, now I'm eating food, so the saliva starts, and then your brain's connecting to the pancreas and saying, okay, we need enzymes to break this food down. Like, it's an amazing connection of all these different things that are happening in the body just to break your food down.
I love it. I never even thought about the simple things of actually chewing your food enough. It
Yes.
never even occurred to me that helps your body.
Yes, definitely. Something else, drink water. We've got to be hydrated. 2 litres of water, because if you're dehydrated, you're not going to get the best nutrients out of your food. You're going to be constipated. And then these cycles happen. Then you might not feel like eating. Then you might feel, some nausea. Like, hydration. And we're so privileged to go to the tap. I love my filtered water, but we can just go to the tap and drink good quality water. So eat mindfully, try and sit down, try and relax as much as you can. Drink water, and then good fibre foods. Sweet potatoes are great fibre. If you have a lot of bloating at the moment, or if you have a lot of constipation, going straight for lots and lots of high fibre foods like lentils, chickpeas, broccoli might kind of turn you into a volcano.
Yeah, okay. We do not want to be volcanoes.
We want to calm things down first and just do it gradually, bit by bit. But look, there's just simple things we can do every day, and we need to appreciate how amazing our digestive systems are. That's our fuel.
Yeah.
If we're not breaking the food down and getting the nutrients, that's what we're running on.
And will we come and see a naturopath if we want to get it on top of those pre and probiotics?
Yes, and finding out what is right for you. So I spoke about the partially hydrolyzed guar gum, which is fantastic prebiotic, probably my favourite, and other prebiotics like inulin. And, there's so many powders on the market, so many products. I say to people, don't look at the advertising. See a naturopath or a nutritionist so you get the product that is specific for your needs and individualised healthcare.
Well, brilliant. Thank you so much, Mel, for coming in and having a chat on Table Talk today.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us as well. Mel from Tweak Health has been our guest, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation. You can check out more Table Talk episodes on our website, 98five.com. See you next time.